In this MagicView tutorial, we're going to be taking a look at how you can create scrolling text for your signage. You can see I've opened up a blank canvas under our Layout Manager, and to begin I'm just going to drag a new message onto it. Now I'm going to create the first one running across our screen, so I'll change it so it matches to the whole width. And for the height, I'm going to make it about 200 pixels. Now if we scroll down under Properties, we're going to come to this box that says Text. Now you can either import from a file, or you can just click in the box and directly type your message in. You can see you have an option to choose different types of fonts, change the color, and also the font size. A good rule of thumb is to match your font size to the height or the width, depending which way your scrolling text is going. So I made mine 200 pixels high, so I'll make my font 200. And now this is the important section here. Here we see layout and it's horizontal. That matches the direction our message is going to go. And under direction it says center. Now if I click this, you see I have some options to make it move. If I leave it at center, the message will just freeze in the middle of our layer. If you want to enable it to scroll, we're going horizontally, so I want it to come from the right to the left hand side. I'll select that, and I'll keep the direction of the text horizontal to match. And now you can see there's a slider bar here for the speed. If you move it all the way to the right hand side, it's telling me it's going to take 7 seconds for my message to scroll across my screen from beginning to end. And now that's pretty quick, so I'm going to double that. And let's preview and see how it looks. And there we go, it's going at a pretty good speed. Alright, let's close that. Alright, so let's try to make a vertical scrolling text message. So I'm just going to drag a new layer in. And now I'm going to want my height to match the height of my canvas. And I'll position my Y at the top. And for the width, I'm going to make this a little bit narrower, maybe only 100. And I'll go down, and I'm going to import. So I've created a text file that I just select. And you can see my message pops into the window. Again, I can change the color and different things. So I made it 100 pixels wide, so I'll make my font 100. And now for layout, I want it to be vertical. For the direction, I want it to scroll from the bottom to the top. And my character text direction, I want that to be vertical as well. And for my speed, it's telling me it'll take 12 seconds to go. This is a bit longer message, so let's speed that up, or slow it down, I guess. Now if we go back up here, you can see you can change the background colors. Before we had a white, let's change it to a black. And here you can adjust the transparency of that background. If you go all the way to the right, it'll be a solid black. All the way to the left, and you won't be able to see it at all. So we'll leave it in the middle, about 50. And if we go down here, I'm going to change the color of my text, or my font, to white. And let's preview. And there we go, we can see it going. Now another option you have, if you want to have multiple messages scrolling across, let's go back to our horizontal. We'll go back down. You can try to leave some spacing and add new messages. That gets a little bit tricky to see how that's working. Now if we go back up to here, if I wanted to add a second message, I need to go up to the icon and drag it on top of the same layer. And now I can see a second message has appeared. And now let's go back down. I'll just import the same message we did for our vertical one. Change my font size. Now you can see here I have content duration for 5 minutes. If I select both of them, it's for 5. Now if I leave it like that, the first message will run for 5 minutes, and then the second one will come in. If I want them to have one then the next, I need to change the duration to match my speed. So So if we look down here, our runtime was 14 seconds. If I go back up to duration, I'm going to make it just an extra second to give it a break. And on the second message, we're going to make this one about 20 seconds. So I'm going to change the duration for this one to 20 seconds. And one more thing, the last time you saw that the whole background was black, that's because if you look at the layout properties, we can see our background color was black. Let's change that to white and see a preview. Now we'll be able to see everything a little bit nicer. And there we go, we've got them scrolling. So when this one finishes, the testing going across the screen, we should see our second message. And there you go, we see it changes to the second one. All right, so that's a way you can have multiple messages running. Again, if you wanted to have one going for 5 minutes and then another one coming, you can adjust that in the content. So that wraps up looking at how to create scrolling text, and we'll see you in our next tutorial.